What's up guys, it's Captain Production 72 and welcome to the 17th installment of collecting the complete saga in LEGO. If you're unfamiliar, this is my series where I'm trying to get all the playable minifigures from LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga in LEGO. This series features many real minifigures such as the Geonosian Battle Droid there from 2003 and custom minifigures, for example, Forlorn. And in this episode's pretty cool. We're adding 3 minifigures and these 3 are cool. So obviously, you may have noticed I've been doing these in a theme. So like, for example, the last episode, we did Luke Skywalker from Endor, and we did the Palace Guard, because they're both Return of the Jedi. You know, we did Boss Nass and Watto in one episode, stuff like that. And in this episode, I got something pretty cool. So we're going to be adding 3 minifigures, and these are the 3 minifigures you get to buy at the end of the game. Which is pretty cool. Maybe I just gave it away by saying that. But these 3 I've had sitting around for a while. I debated for quite a while, just leaving these figures till the very end episode and adding them then. But then again, I feel like in my head it wouldn't be as cool. You know, I want the last figure who goes on this stand to be a surprise to me as well. So that's why I went, you know what, I'm going to feature them in this episode. And trust me, this episode's going to be cool, but the one after this will be even cool. Yes, I'm already hyping up the next one. But wait till you see these 3. Let's jump into them. The 3 minifigures in this episode were made by Brick Rebellion. You can find him on Instagram. Again, that's Brick Rebellion. Let's get over the table. Alright, so we're over at the table. Now, I have no idea which one to pick out first. Do you know what? We're going to go with the Yoda that I've got here. So, that's right. Do you know what? No, we'll just get them all out at once. So, we got Yoda. We got Anakin, and we got Obi-Wan. Yes, we're here with the Force Ghosts. And I gotta say, these are really nice. Brick Rebellion did a really good job. Fun fact, right? So, on his website, as I've mentioned before, it's all pre-orders. You have to do it a certain amount of time in advance. All that kind of stuff. You know, for example, I've got minifigures coming up in next week's episode that at the time of filming this, you know, at the end of January, I've had sitting around for a couple of days, but I pre-ordered them in August. And it was taking so long for his Force Ghost, I nearly stupidly bought these on eBay for a lot more. But as I was debating it back and forth over a couple of days, he actually brought them back onto the website. Pre-ordered them instantly along with the Han Solo and the Death Star Trooper. So that was like one big lot. But these are something else. And some people want a little bit of a longer episode. But the Obi-Wan is just perfect. They've all got the same torso. It's all just their heads that change. Yoda's case the legs. But these are amazing looking minifigures. You know, yes, some people say, but there's more accurate versions of the Force Ghost. And granted, that is correct. There's people who've made slightly better Force Ghosts. In fact, Brick Rebellion himself has got the Force Ghost V2s coming out and stuff like that. Again, this is at the time of recording this in late January. This video will probably not be up until February. There's an Xbox notification in the background. Got the Yoda there. It's just, these figures look amazing. They look the part. And you know what? If down the line I decide, hey, as the new ones are more accurate, I may get them, but that's like a last thing, because the Force Ghosts, from what I understand, is the figures he brings back in very frequently. So if I want to change them, I can do that later on down the line. There's not really any figures in the series that I have felt the need that I have to upgrade, but again, just the detail on these is just amazing. Like, they don't have to have a lot of detail, granted, but you look at that and you go, well, that's the Force Ghost. See, that's a thing that's been a debate in the LEGO community for a long time, right? Oh, they can't do the Force, a fully transparent minifigure. Like, granted, in LEGO Ninjago, they've done transparent elements and stuff like that. You know, arms, legs, hands. We don't, maybe some of a torso looks translucent, but isn't. I think I speak for a lot of LEGO Star Wars fans to see if we got Force Ghosts that were just kind of all different shades of blue from LEGO. I think we'd be happy. It's kind of crazy. In the 27 years of LEGO Star Wars, we have never had Force Ghosts, and these are, to me, are a good substitute. Now, granted, some people might want them to look like modern minifigures. I get that, but to me, these are perfect for that. You know, just having them, especially if we've got like an Ewok village display or something. Let's get these guys onto the stand, because it's going to look really good when they're on there. Alright, you join me over here at the stand once again. So, we're going to take Yoda, and we're going to put him right here next to the astromech. Trust me, these Force Ghosts pop out on the stand. We're then going to take Anakin and throw him next to Yoda, And we will now take Obi-Wan and put him up there. And there's certain minifigures on this stand, right, that kind of pop out, you know, so I'll stand back a bit here, that, you know, just stand out so well because of the different colours that they are. Granted, the way I've went and kind of changed up the stand a little while ago definitely helps and adds to that, but look, I gotta say, those Force Ghosts, especially the blue coloured stuff, pops out the most. You know, the Force Ghosts, Ayla, Greedo, Boba, Watto, Lando, all that, the Bespin Guard, all stands out really nicely. Now, to me, this is one of the coolest episodes to make, is the Force Ghosts, but next episode, I'm going to be doing some minifigures that I personally thought would stall the series, that I would not be able to find, that would be getting to the last few figures, and these are the ones I couldn't find, and I'm surprised I found them so easily. But again, you got a lot of Brick Rebellion. I mean, look at some of his products, or all of his products rather, I've got are brilliant. You know, Brick Rebellion made the Force Ghosts, he made the Ugnaught, just to name a couple of ones he's done. He made those two Luke Skywalkers back there. He did, so many of these are his. He's done the Han Solo there, the Luke Skywalker that's there is one of his. The Shaq T's one of his. There's so much cool stuff here that's done by him. You know, the Death Star Trooper. So, you know, one of the best custom manufacturers. And I've got still so much stuff that I've pre-ordered for him that'll be coming in future episodes. Anyway, this has been one of the longer ones. And trust me, stay tuned for next episode. That's going to be crazy.